So, two things. Number one, yes, hype. Um, I was so into, like, setting up everything that I completely forgot that, we have a playlist that we play, while I do things. The name of the song's actually in the, tags under the video. So, um, it's a royalty-free song that I found on YouTube. Let me grab it for you. I also totally forgot to change the stream title, and I don't even think I care. The first one that plays is Road Trip by Joachim Karund. That is this guy. Is that one. And then there's a second song that plays that I almost never play just because I don't need the whole 6 minutes, but just in case I do need extra time, I have a second one that plays right after it. But they're both down in the credits tag underneath. I need to change the credit on the emoticons, actually, because the only emoticon by Ivy we're using is the beef sandwich, which none of you guys can use anyway, which is stupid. But now you know. That's what it is. So, hi guys, how's everybody doing? Oh, fun things you can do now. Everybody, watching on the phone and computer are very different, is it? Interesting. Everybody say hi to, oh, points. The points command is now coins. It's now coin. Just coin. Is it coin or coins? I made it one of them. Coins. Just coins. It's, nope, with an S. That one. Sorry, with an S. I can make it Lottle Coin if that's easier, or if you just liked points, I can do points. Jesus, you guys. There you go. Stop sign, do the command with an S. Do C-O-I-N-S. I adjusted the amount of coins you guys get per hour again, so you guys should start to get a little bit more generating. There you go. You got 28 Lotto coins. Another fun thing you can do, everybody say hi to Axobottle. That you can spell any way you want. Yeah, the delay is super weird. I don't like it. There you go. Axolotl now recognizes that you guys say his name and will respond with a happy face upon hearing his name. So that's fun. Yeah. You have to spell it right though. He can't recognize alternate spellings. Apparently he doesn't recognize caps either. I have to keep adding commands to his script because he can't recognize... He has to recognize certain form... Can you not stand on my laptop, please? I'm trying my best to make him good. I don't know. As you guys attempt to interact with him, I will try and figure out how to make him respond to his name in most cases because... Apparently, he does not understand Axobottle with the cat face, and I don't know why. Now he can respond with an emote at the end. I have like 17 different variations of his name with like different punctuation on the end so that he can recognize his name even with punctuation. I don't understand why the punctuation makes a difference. Also, for some reason, my Photoshop face is things, so that's fine. I want you to know I just reached over and tried to click my laptop screen with my stylus. So, that's the kind of day it's been. Anyways, yeah, I made a dog. Made a dog AI. I wish I understood what I was doing. I mean, he's pretty much done. That's about it. That's about all he does. I mean, if you know how to make a script in Python that'll make Axolotl respond in multiple ways, that would be fun. Like, it'd be fun if you could recognize his name was in a sentence and then respond with, like, one of 3 different, like, variations, but the script I found only allows for, like, several hidden words with the same response. So I have the hidden word set to Axolotl, and, so there's, like, Axolotl with a space at the end, Axolotl with no space at the end, Axolotl with an exclamation point, Axolotl with a smiley face emote. And anytime he sees any variation of that, he'll respond accordingly. Or at least he should. He's not that smart. The reason I made him say an emote, too, is because he can't recognize the difference between hello and goodnight. So, if you said, like, oh, goodnight, Axolotl, for some reason, like, if you were one of those people who wanted to say goodnight to the stream bot, he would just say hello. So he only gets one response. Almost done with the burbs. Hey, lay it on me. What you got? Let's not spend the entire hour-and-a-half stream talking about my bot. What you got? Clothing is not based on social status or wealth. You wear whatever clothing makes you feel nice, and that's it. And if you see a piece of jewelry at the store and you're like, oh, I love that, the guy at the store will go, oh, well, do you have money? And if you say, no, I don't have money, he'll go, oh, well, you know, do you have food? Because I can trade you for, like, a week's supply of food. Whatever will we do? When the burbs are gone, we'll move on to snacks. And then we'll draw less happy snacks. It's coins now. I'm gonna have to keep repeating that. In fact, I should probably make Axolotl a timer. Actually, I don't know how to do that, so... Not really, no. No, not really. They, the reason I was having so much trouble deciding on a military thing for them is, and politics in general, was that they're very flock-oriented, and so if you're helping somebody, you're helping yourself too. They're very, very, very big on the idea of karma, and so if you do good, then good will come back to you. And that's why Eclipseborn Jadoa get kicked out, is because although it's sad that Jadoa now has to leave the flock, keeping an unlucky Jadoa around is worse for the whole flock. The more I actually thought about it, that whole train conundrum, the Jadoa actually wouldn't have a hard time with that puzzle now that I'm thinking about it, because they would see that puzzle and go, well, that one guy has to die because 5 other people will live. They would take the mathematical response on that, because it's better for the flock as a whole to save 5 people than it is to save 1. So, originally, my thought was that they would have a hard time with that conundrum, but they actually would have a very easy time with it. They would say, well, obviously the single person, obviously the multiple people outweighs the single. But they're very flock-oriented, so there's a lot of sharing that happens, and their currency is very loose. Their currency is really for big stuff that's not really feasible to trade. So, like, if you go to the market and you say, oh, I'm growing this type of fruit, but I want this type of fruit, will you trade me 1 fruit for 1 vegetable? That's okay. But if you want to say, hey, I want to buy this house, you can't say, I will trade you an entire cart full of food for a house. You have to pay for a house with money. So they have currency as a means for people who don't have, like, things to trade, I guess. Oh, shoot, I am on the wrong piece. Flip! Forgot it was Thursday. We'll work on this another day. Yeah, no, I want to work on, this thing. I totally forgot what day of the week it was. I'm gonna drag this to the desktop, actually. Well, the stream title's, like, way, way off now. It's not even off by a part number now. It's off by a lot. I forgot it was Thursday. Here, I'll change the part number. It won't change for you guys, but anybody else who flails in here. There you go. Sorry. I knew I wanted to get this done. I just forgot what day of the week it was. Thank you for reminding me. I totally lost what day of the week it was. It has been one of those weeks. Every day is blending together. No, you are 100% correct. We can still talk about Jadoa stuff and culture things, because this is sort of a world-building piece also. So we can still talk about those kind of things. I just forgot this was what we were on. Okay, so I actually think I'm done coloring this. I think that's what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and shade, and I definitely do not like that shade there. Remembered that. Okay. I know tomorrow's Friday now. Now I remember what day of the week it is. Okay, gotta think about where I want the light to be coming from, though. They have specific types of clothing, like a certain design of shirt or hat. A lot of their clothing is very loose-fitting around the chest area, because birds have really sensitive chests. So, like if you have a pet bird, you can't grab them around their throat. But you can grab them... Wait, no, which way is it? There's a certain way you're allowed to grab birds that's okay for them. I think it's their neck. I think you're not supposed to grab them by the middle of their chest, but you can grab them by their neck, or maybe it's the other way around. But there's a certain... But anyways, so the Jadoa have the collar around their neck to cover their crop, but otherwise the fabric's very loose-fitting on top. Everything's very loose-fitting, lots of silks, lots of that kind of thing. Stream title's wrong, and now it's right. Well, hey, yeah, there you go. The guy trades all his way up to a house from a red paper clip. Maybe there's, like, a whole story about that with the Jadoa. There's, like, you know, a guy who got a house by being a really good farmer or whatever. So they have coins made out of scrap metal, but they're not, like... No hats, only because I never figured out how to do hats. You guys should get one coin every second, but not every second, every minute. I don't remember, or I don't know if it's correct at the moment. It's a little hard to test that. I don't know where I want the light to be coming from. That was something I never really considered. Two big messy shadows instead. You would have so many coins after that. Maybe like a turban type of thing, yeah, maybe. I couldn't figure out how to get the hats to stay on. Even glasses I had a little bit of trouble with. They either wear a tight strap around their head to wear glasses, or they surgically implant them in the tip of their beak. Like, not the tip of the beak, but like the very top of the beak, they have them like right between the nostrils. Almost like a piercing, but it has glass on it. That I kind of feel like I maybe vaguely stole from somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember reading that somewhere and thinking it was really cool, and was like, I want to do that. That's a great idea. Hey, Briar, what's going on? Hey, Nezaruki. Oh, yeah, I never actually told you guys that. So, I wanted to give you guys the currency option. We're gonna go back to talking about that for a second. I wanted to give you guys the currency option because, if felt like, I know there's a couple of you who can't really afford to buy commissions from me with real money. So, the plan was that you can now use the coins and, like, I haven't decided how often I want to do it. I'm still working out the specifics, but you guys will need to be in chat for a little bit to get enough coins to do it anyway. But I don't know if it's going to be monthly or, like, every other week, but I want to do, raffles. So, a couple times a month, there'll be a raffle. Or once a month or something, there'll be a raffle. And what'll happen is, the Axobot will tell you that there's a raffle, and you can join the raffle, and then when I close the raffle, it'll say who won, and then whoever wins gets a free commission. I haven't decided if it's just sketch commissions, or if it's gonna be a full commission, but I wanted to give you guys, some of you guys, a way to get commissions that can't normally get them, so... that's the plan at the moment. That is what the coins are for. So if you hang out and lurk, and in the next couple of days, I'll figure it out. So we'll figure out when that's occurring. But I want to figure out the specifics of it first. This is my first time using a bot, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on everything and making sure that everybody's kind of getting a fair number of points and that it's balanced well. And once I can determine whether or not it's balanced well, then we'll go ahead and do a raffle. I also want to get through some of the commissions I have already, because I have quite a few lined up. So if I can get some headway on these, I won't feel so bad. So that's what they're for. So nothing quite yet, but soon. Lottocoin will surpass Bitcoin any day now. There you go. Yeah. Oh, and then, in case you want to, there is a give command now. You type, !give, the person's username you want to give coins to, and then the amount, and you can gift coins to people if you want. I figured I'd give you guys that option if you want to do it. We're not obligated to, obviously, but that's an option in case you want to do it. If you want to give away your coins for some reason. Sully's very salty about that. Are you planning on doing mild coloring on the silhouettes? Yes, I am. Yep. These guys here are gonna get a little darker, but I was gonna wait till the... See, I always wait till the end to do any line art coloring, because I need to see how dark... Like, what's the darkest dark in the picture first. And to find out what the darkest dark is, I have to do all the rest of the coloring. So, yes, I am planning to color them in. They will not remain the color that they are. Do not fret. They are very dark at the moment, and they will not stay that way. So, yeah, so that's pretty much what I did today, actually. I went to work, and the whole time I was at work, I was bored out of my fucking mind, and so I just worked on Streambot stuff on the website the whole time, so got the stream all set up, ready to go. Fiddled around with it a little bit with Apple earlier, but... We are like a friendly neighborhood. Sully's watching those coins. Sully wants to know what he's got. Alright, how do we feel about that? I know it's really rough and vague, but how do we feel about that light source? Axie Tech is the best neighborhood. You guys are awesome. I'm kind of digging it. I think this is alright for now. Maybe a good start. Well, here's this is Ria's commission. So, Ryakra, what do you think of the lighting on this? Are you happy with it? Are you liking the way it looks? This will have like a little around it. I might put in some like glows off camera too. I could always do like sometimes, honestly, sometimes it helps to get like vague shadow in and then come back to it. Sort of helps. Hey! Thanks for the follow. Napalm, welcome to the stack. I'm unsure of the lighting, mostly because I'm not sure where to expect the lighting to come from. Yeah. You are not wrong. And also, I don't know where the lighting is coming from. It is big enough to be printed, I believe, so... Yeah, it's big enough to be. Here's another thought. I kind of like that lighting, but let's do that. I don't know how to get it printed on canvas, but I know there's websites that can print them. How you do that, I have absolutely no idea, but... Exactly the same shadow I had on there before. Tell you what, let's go do some Google referencing. Let's see what other people do for their lighting. Like a lot of backlighting. Tell you what, let's try... Nope, not a type layer. I've been using type layer so much I keep going to grab it and then I'm not using it. So if we put the sun back there in kind of a backlit... Ooh, actually... Better idea. Since we got nothing really going on down here. Thought maybe I put the sun, like, right there. And that way... Bear with me. This is sometimes the hardest part. Bye. Hello, new friends. I hear someone chatting, so I assume that means there's new friends. I had sort of been picturing that the lighting was coming from the sun somewhere off screen, but now that I see it, like, drawn out and everything, it doesn't make sense for you to not be able to see the sun. So. I have a plan for this too. Do not fear. I have a plan. The not safe for work tag's not even really that not safe for work. It's just that I don't know how much nudity you guys are comfortable with, and so it's easy to have a separate tag for it. Like, it's all tasteful nudity. I won't let you guys put porn up. That just heads up. That's not something you're allowed to post. But if you get something with, like, tasteful nudity, or with, like, you know, it's not porn, that's fine. I'm not mad about it. That's bad. That to that. Sort of just a test more than anything else. That I will probably do. That probably. Yeah, I'll probably have those cast some shadows then, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I need one thing at a time, so. You're not hearing any sound? There you are. Sully, you like your walls of text. Honestly, I have a lot of trouble with those walls of text. I would love to read them. They're so long, dude. Like, I enjoy the content. It's just I have trouble reading long things. Oh, what's a good color? Fine. Also infinitely easier if I just... Over there. There's a not safe for work channel for reasons. How you doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good day? That's not. That's the right color. Okay, I'm digging this a lot more. Now that I have a light source, much better. Thank you. This is a commission for Riarkra / Kib / Mereneth. And I almost forgot I was working on this today. So, thanks guys for, you know, helping me not be totally scatterbrained. So many names. Hey, Spook, what's going on? Cute emote. Welcome to my stream. We're doing commission stuff. And stuff. Hooray! Your cat is a fan of my stream. My cat is currently not in the room, and it makes me nervous because I don't know. Oh, there she is. Hey! Speak of the devil. You should not stand on my key. Oh. Pop, why aren't you plugged in? Silly friend. What you got? What's your idea? Share your thoughts. And as for what this piece is about, that is very much Riarkra's domain. I know what it's about, I never explain it right, and then you end up correcting me anyway, so you should explain what it's about. Oh, you were already on top of it. You were already way ahead of me. Cool stream delay. Thanks, Twitch. I was gonna ask you more questions I was gonna ask you and then forgot because I forget about everything this week. Do you like the clothing colors I picked? Because I didn't know what I was doing, so I picked green. It made sense. Somehow. You know what would be really cool, is if, I had an idea for something earlier that was related to that, and I forget what it was now. Oh, I remember what it was. I'll come back to that. We should do a coloring contest. I could export for the people who don't have tablets or are not artistically inclined. I could print out save out the line art for the Axie stack. Like that little pile of axolotls that I made for the Axie stack. And then let you guys color it. That way those of you who don't have a tablet or are not artistically inclined can still participate. You guys can color your axolotls however you want, and then we'll post them on the Discord. I think that'd be pretty fun. Second thought I had was that if there were more of you in the chat who were animators or maybe even for voice acting reasons, maybe we could run a little competition. I could do, like, you know, to get people to do, like, extra side stuff for Lore Hondel. Because I'm gonna need walk cycles for everybody, and I'm gonna need voice clips for everybody. But I need an animator and a voice actor who are willing to put up with my shit, because I don't really know what I'm looking for either of them, and I am not a voice actor by any means, so those work great. I like the floral design. Oh, actually, that's good. There's another good point. Rhea, if you ever get your book finished, you should, or if you need help or want help with it, you should ask Cass. Cass Dwellis. She's in our Discord. I think she's hosting us right now. You should poke her, because she's a publisher, I believe. Or is working to become a publisher. I think maybe both. Well, so the voice acting one is actually sort of an interesting one because anybody could do it. And the way you do voice acting tryouts in because we have people that do the voices for the characters in our toys. Basically, we find people who we think are interesting, and we give them lines of dialogue from the product, and then they do a couple different variations of it, or if they're not that skilled and they only have one voice, then they just do different inflections of the same sentence, and they they just send them in, and then we listen to all of them and go, okay, I like these, and these, or I don't like any of them, or I like all of them, let's pick our favorite one, or, you know, we go through and we listen to all of them. So if I wanted to get some of you guys to do, maybe I hold a competition that, like, you know, like a contest, and it's like, you know, do what you think a Jadoa would sound like saying this sentence. And if I like yours and want to use it as the example for the whole species sheet, then maybe you win like a commission, or you win a, you know, $50 payout, or whatever it would be, whatever the prize would be. I was kind of thinking of doing it like on multiple sites if I do that, though. That way I can get like people who are interested in voice acting to maybe join. That might not be an Axie Stack exclusive contest, just because I need voice actors to do that kind of thing, and it would be really short. I mean, it would be, you know, a Jadoa saying hello in Jadoan, and then a Jadoa saying hello in English. Like, it wouldn't be super complicated. I wouldn't have you reading out entire novels in a Jadoa voice. You know, it would just be like, what do you think they sound like? Jadoa, I already have a picture of what I think they sound like. The Jadoa, I already have a bird that I have as reference, and that would go up with the contest. I'd say, okay, I really like the way this magpie sounds when it speaks. Can you make it sound like that? That was a thought I had. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's my job. I work at a toy company. It's actually really fucking boring this week, though. It sounds like it would be a really glamorous job, but it's not. It's honestly a lot of doing and redoing work until the boss is happy, and then the cool part's when the toys actually come in, to be honest. Until then, it's a very unglamorous job. But yeah, so... And before anybody asks, yes, they're kids' toys. It's not adult toys. It's a kids' toy company. Trust me. I had somebody ask me that once. They were like, "Wait, you make toys? I hope we're talking about kids' toys." Yes, we're talking about kids' toys. Do not fret. I do not make sexual toys. Do not worry. I would be way more rich than I am now if I made those kind of toys, because then that would mean that I was not afraid to draw those things, and therefore I would get like a $15 million commission from somebody probably looking for something on Affinity or whatever. That's like half the reason I don't make any money off my commissions, apparently, according to everyone, is that I don't offer not safe for work. Which, I don't care, but... Kids' toys are adult toys, yeah. See, here's the thing, though. Kids' toys are also adult toys, but adult toys are not also kid toys. See, it's like the square is a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle's a square, but the square's not a rectangle. That's how that is. Adult toys are not for kids. I keep trying to convince my boss to do, like, collectibles specifically for adults, though, because adults are stupid and have way more money than kids. No offense to any of you guys who like collectibles, because I also like collectibles, but I'm also an idiot. And I have purchased things at a checkout lane just because I went, oh my god, it's so cute, I need it. So, yeah, adults are dumb. We're dumb. We are not a smart species. But we're here. And we're happy because we have things that make us happy. What is this song? This current song is R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. Your vibe. Speaking of that, I thought briefly about maybe allowing you guys to request songs. The downside to that is that I need control over what songs play, because I don't want things with lyrics to be playing. I don't know how that works with Spotify. I think there's a way to do it with Spotify, and that you can only pick songs off the playlist, but I don't really know how to do it. So, but by doing that, it would also allow you guys to say song, you know, ask what song is playing, and Exobottle could tell you what song's playing. So, I thought collectibles are the best for adults. Ridge Racer! Yeah, this has a really funky soundtrack. I'm actually glad that we're getting funkier songs tonight, because after I left Pixel's stream, I was like, oh, I really want to listen to funky music now. Like, I feel like Direcro's not here for me to poke him about getting another playlist, but, I feel like maybe we need a chill playlist for chill nights, and then, like, a funky playlist for when I'm feeling like dancing. Oh, hey, it's a mage. What's going on, mage? For what's going on down here, but that's something that's occurring, I think. What's going on with your foot there, buddy? Also, this folder is still called Test Colors, in case you were curious. Why is your toe that color? You fix your feet. Also, Jesus Christ, why is this so messy? Silas threw up in that corner. Neo arcade games have really funky songs. Did you do the Discord wall again? Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, mage. I know that feeling, though. Some days you're not feeling it. I gotta tell you, though, I have never been more jealous of an infant before. Like, I was at work wishing that I had not gone to work and had just stayed home and taken a nap because I was so fucking tired because I didn't fall asleep last night until, like, 12:30. But I got to work, and my coworker has a 3-month-old baby, or a 2-month-old baby that she had a baby. And so my boss insisted that she not take the baby to daycare and have the baby stay in the office, and got her like a pack and play and stuff to keep in the office for the baby, which is fine because the baby's real quiet, and even when she fusses, she's not that quiet, like not that loud rather. She kind of chatters a little bit, and she's cute, so it doesn't bug me that she's there. But today she was sitting in her little swing, and she had her little footy pajamas on and was like wrapped up in a fleece blanket, and I was just looking at this baby, this 2-month-old baby sitting in the swing sleeping, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so jealous. I want to be in the swing in my jammies in a in a nice warm blanket. It was like -6 degrees today, just so cold. It wasn't -6, I think it was 6. I think it was the opposite. 6 degrees. Yo, Sully, I will take a look at your walls this weekend. It's really hard for me to read those text walls, just in general. I have a little, honestly, my reading level's not that high. And, so I need to actually sit down this weekend and read all those. So I probably won't read them till this weekend. If you want me to read things immediately, you need to keep them short and concise, because or tell me that it's an important priority thing that you need to have read by tomorrow, and then I'll read it at work. But yeah, if it can wait till the weekend, it might wait till the weekend. I can read it, it's just, it takes me forever. So I will read them. I have every intention of reading them. You can ask Mage, it took me like 3 weeks to actually read Mage's thing about Ether and whatever, so I did it, I read it, I liked it, it took me forever to do it. Because I'm a scrub. How do you survive when it's literally 6 degrees? Excellent question. Somehow I'm alive. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm dead. I don't know. I've lost count of how many lives I have left, so I could potentially be dead and not know it. When I got home from Christmas vacation, and I went to get my car at my coworker's house, and she and her husband and I all helped get the ice off my car, because it was -1 degrees when I got back, and the car was all frozen in, and I had to dig it out of the snow in their driveway, because it was sleeting, and, or it was snowing, and I guess it had rained earlier that day, so my car was literally encased in ice. And her husband was telling me that he used to work as a cell phone tower repairman in, like, Maine or something. I don't remember where it was now. Somewhere really far up north, though, and that some nights when he'd have to go out for, like, an emergency call, it would be, like, negative 32 degrees. And when it's negative 32 degrees, you can't really tell that it's that cold because it's already that, like, it stings because it's so cold. But by the time you hit, like, the negatives, it already feels like that, but you can really tell that it's cold. Because, like, you know how when you're outside and your nose starts to drip when it's cold? The snot that comes out of your nose just immediately freezes. Upon contact with your face, it just immediately freezes. And he said a couple times he actually had his contacts come out of his eyes because they froze on his eyeballs. And so they just popped out. So, I wish to never experience cold, that cold, is basically the point of that. Aw, too bad. See you later, stop sign. Glad you could, hang out for a little while, at least. We'll get you some points, so, so whenever I decide to do a raffle, you can, hopefully get some art. See you later, though. Oop, hang on. Missed many things. Tomorrow with wind chill, it's going to be -10. Gross. Cover yourself up in several layers. Yeah, today, to work, I wore a blue sweatshirt my sister got me for Christmas that says Axolotl with a tiny axolotl, and then with a big axolotl on the bottom, it says Axolotl. I wore that to work, and then under that, I wore a sweater. And then I pretty much just wore my winter jacket inside all afternoon, so it was pretty cold. It wasn't negative whatever in the office exactly, but because it was so cold outside, the heater had a hard time keeping up, so. I thought I told you I read it. I did read it. I did get around to reading it, yeah. I hate that I hate that feeling, Trix. I hate the feeling when you first go outside after you were in somewhere warm and you go to breathe in and you can't because it's so cold outside. That happens to me every time I go outside after work. Like, it's like my lungs can't take the air in because it's so cold. And I have to, like, hold my breath for a second and then do it. I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything. I'm not really sure if that makes sense scientifically, but I don't like it. But I definitely feel like I can't breathe when I first go outside. And the point of this whole conversation, of course, is that I hate the wintertime, and I don't really get you people who like the cold. But I guess you guys feel the same way. Anybody here who likes cold weather better must feel the same way about people who like it when it's 102 out, so I guess a little everything. The Ivory Graveyard is the huge skeleton of the Earth Eater that's out in the Blood Wastes. If you walk to the very center of the Blood Wastes, you'll find where the infection's coming from, and it's coming from the skeleton of the Earth Eater. I actually have a thumbnail for that. It's a piece I want to do at some point. I made these thumbnails, so this I was working on for a little while, and I'm going to change it now. I had one of a Jadoa helping an Essenian feed baby dragons, one of Tuveos fighting, and then one of a Noldaru, and I'm probably going to do a human, just because I don't have humans on any of these, finding the ivory graveyard. So that is what that is. I can't stand the heat. If you're cold, you continue to bundle up, but I overheat easily. This does. Scuba divers do a similar thing before diving. The cold is way more compressed versus warm air, so it expands your lungs due to its warmth. That makes sense. Yeah. See, and I totally get that logic. Like, logically, that makes 100% sense. Like, when you tell me you can bundle up and bundle up and bundle up, perfect. That totally makes sense to me. I'm, however, am the kind of person who can't cool down easily. If I get hot, I stay hot. Even in the wintertime when I bundled up, like, if I bundle up in, like, 16 layers and lay on the couch next to a heater, I will not get warm. But then all of a sudden, I'll be overheated. It's like instantaneous, just immediate, way too much heat. So I prefer the heat because then I don't have temperature fluctuations. I'm just always hot. And if I need to get cool, I can drink a glass of water, or I can, you know, go take a cold shower. And for me, that helps me cool down, if that makes sense. And also, I just realized we are doing things way unconventionally on this piece. Normally, I would assign these shadow layers all to separate layers, but we're not doing that this time. I'm just kind of all over the place with this one. So enjoy my chaos. So I guess I can't fault you for liking the cold weather. I totally get it. It makes perfect sense. You put on an extra layer. You put on 6 extra layers. You just keep putting layers on until you're warm, but I just can't get warm. Like today, it took me almost an hour to feel like I could take my winter jacket off because I was wearing the sweater, the sweatshirt, the winter jacket, and I had a space heater on and I was still cold. And I just could not shake the chill. And eventually I shook it and then I was hot. But it took me almost an hour to feel like I could take my jacket off. You have a friend who's down to animate walk cycles? Sweet. Have them message me on Discord or, you have my email, actually. Whatever they're comfortable with, I can give you my email to send to them. Have them send me their portfolio, because I want to see what their stuff looks like. Just, no offense. Like, I'm sure they're good, but I want to see if their style can match mine. I'm sure it can. I want to see what their stuff looks like, I guess. Highest quality for the top model. It's 20 here. I was going out in flip-flops. My dad used to go out in shorts, and it was hilarious. He's on Discord. I'll connect him to the Axie tag. Do it! Yes, only the highest quality. No pleb. No, it's just, I know people who animate in a very painterly style, which is actually really hard to do. But I need a certain style because I want it to match the in-world graphics. If anything, I actually might just go with him just to get like a sample down, and if he doesn't quite match my style, I can always, you know, use him as a, or her. You didn't actually specify. To at least use him as like an animatic, you know, send it to an artist who does match my style and be like, hey, somebody made me this, can you just match the style? Maybe I could get a discount. But either way, I want to see your friend's stuff because I love seeing other people's art, whether or not it suits my needs or not. Yesterday I spent a good half hour in front of a heater under a blanket. Yeah, Saruke, that's me. I just, next to a heater all day. Every day. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, by the way? Nezaruke Korozazu? Is that correct? What was the World Eater and how did the Blood Waste arise from the World Eater? The World Eater, it was a very, very, very big dragon. One of the most ancient dragons. There are 3. The 3 oldest, most ancient dragons on the entire planet were the Earth Eater, the Abyssal Serpent, And I want to say the Stormbringer. I changed the Sky Dragons one like 17 times because I kept finding references to it other places. But it's a Sky Dragon, a Water Dragon, and an Earth Dragon. I actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, I might make that part of somebody's creation myth. But yeah, the Earth Eater was a really big dragon, and the Veos killed it because they thought that, the Veos are snake people, and they think they're awesome. They think they're the best thing since sliced bread. They think that they are chosen, well, not chosen by gods, but they think because they were able to kill the Earth Eater that they are like a god species, and so they're very full of themselves, but they get cocky, and they think, well, we've been taking all these instructions and lessons and everything from the Earth Eater, but, well, who's the Earth Eater? You know, who's he to tell us what to do? And why should we take reference from him? We should do whatever we want to do. And so then they kill it as sort of proof that a god can be killed. In Lore Handel, there's no, like, specification of which gods are real and which ones aren't. Like, everybody has a god, every race has their own god. And, it's never really mentioned I never want to mention which one is the correct god, which one is the real god. I think that takes some of the fun away from it for me, honestly. And it kind of kills the mystery of it a little bit in the world building aspect if I just say, well, the Jadoa have their gods, and, you know, the Noldaru have their god, and the Veos don't have gods, but the Jadoa's gods are the real ones. You know, then it just makes the other races' gods invalid if I say which one's real. I think if there was a unified religion, I might go ahead and do it, but I didn't want to pick one, so but the Veos think that because they were able to kill a creature that was considered a god by some cultures, they think that now that they are gods. How that affected the blood wastes, I have not quite figured out yet. Originally, the blood wastes happened because of magical reasons. That the dragons died and leached magic into the soil. Or the dragon died and leached magic into the soil. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, because it's a little bit Guild Wars, and I'm already finding myself accidentally copying Guild Wars quite a bit, and so I'm trying to, like, vary my sources a little bit. So I don't 100% know where I'm going with that. But that's where the blood wastes and the ivory graveyard came from. So now there's only 2 alpha dragons left. There's the abyssal serpent and the sky sealer stormbringer, whatever the fuck I'm calling it. Nezaruk. Okay. Oh, no, IE. Gotcha. Nezaruk. Got it. I will remember that. I never know how to pronounce names with that letter at the end. Just post this lore into the Discord post system. Are there any other continents, or does that mean I can... Well, you can't build up anything because this is my world and I'm creating it, so you can't add things to my world. I will take suggestions, but you know, as for other continents, yes, there's the humans have a continent, but their continent gets destroyed, and they come to Lore Handel, seeking refuge and sort of set up camp there. That's it, though. You can. Yes. So, see, here's the thing. Alright, so I wasn't originally going to make the Jadoa an open species even for you guys, because my world's not done. There are still aspects of my world that I have not finished. There are things that I just wanted to do some of the character building to get me started, but a lot of stuff is not finished. And if I make the world open source, then it starts to get other people's things in it, and then it stops being mine. You know? And I appreciate your guys' feedback, and I really like being able to bounce ideas off of you guys and see what you think, but in the end, it's my creation, and I want to make sure that I get the most pure amount of my creation out of it first before I start letting you guys create things. And the only reason I said if you want to make Jadoa characters is because they're pretty much almost finished. So there's enough lore for them that I would be comfortable letting you guys create your own Jadoa. Maybe not your own Essenians, because I don't know enough information about them. I haven't decided a lot about their religion or about their culture. I haven't even designed the dragons they can have yet. So, you know, what if one of you guys were to create, for an example, what if one of you guys wanted to create an Essenian and you made an Essenian that has a dragon that's pretty much exactly like Toothless? So it's a really super fast, super rare dragon that nobody else can have, and it only shoots 3 little plasma bolts, and that's all it gets. Copyright issues aside, I'm not going to have a dragon like that in Lorehondel. A dragon like that does not exist in Lorehondel. Dragons operate on a really different scientific system than the ones from How to Train Your Dragon do. So if you guys create something that doesn't make sense, well, now I'm stuck with it, you know? So until I figure out a lot of the extra stuff, it's a little bit closed, but I'll, like, open pieces. I feel like I should make a tab for Lorehondel, too. It feels a little self-centered, especially since you guys have your own fantasy worlds going, too, but I don't know. I feel like it would be helpful for you guys to see where I'm at, but... Can I make a Chinese knockoff of your world that's poorly translated into Hungarian? I mean, yeah, you do you, man. I guess the point is that I really appreciate you guys helping, and I love the Discord. The Discord is so much fun, and it's fun to see what you guys are coming up with for your own worlds, and it's fun to bounce ideas off you guys. Just, you know, kind of respect that it's my creation, and I had a different phrasing for that made it sound less like I was pissed, because I'm not mad. I'm not even, like, a little bit annoyed. I had better phrasing, and I lost it. I'm not good with words, is basically my point. I don't need help, I guess, is maybe the point I'm trying to make. I'm 25 years old. I went to school for this. You know, I got this. And I will ask for help if I need it, but I got this. Trust me. I've had people, you know, try to help with the stream, too. And in some cases, I definitely need the help. And in other cases, I don't. And, you know, I appreciate the thought. I always appreciate you guys trying to help. I feel like I'm rambling and it's making the stream all about this, and I'm not mad about it. Seriously. I'm seriously not upset. I actually love it. I love that you're so excited about it, that you want to help. Yeah. So, anyways. Boop, 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 boop. Never know what to do with the shadows in, like, this area here. Like, what do you do with the shadows all the way in the back? I guess I could just make it a blob like that. That's probably fine. Oh, here we go. Let me scroll back up. I just realized you guys were talking. Other continents. I feel like it's presumptuous to do something for someone else's world. Hey, my creation myth says the blood waste came from the soil from the underworld. How do you sell your book to most of the south with all of these gods? Mort. That's awesome. Yes, you may suggest extra land. That's interesting, actually. I didn't actually... I mean, I guess I should have thought about it, but I guess certain books wouldn't sell very well in certain places. In fact, fun fact, it's really hard to sell toys with pigs in them to Jewish countries. And to, like, the Middle East. They really just don't want anything to do with toys that have pigs on them. I have some hunches as to why, but the specific reason I have forgotten at this point. But yeah, so like some products we drew really cute pigs for, and then went, oh shoot, no wait, we can't use pigs for this, and got rid of it. So I guess that makes sense for books too. You know, if you're the really super strict South probably doesn't like books with witchcraft and magic and multiple religions and all that. Unless the religion is like an obvious copy of Christianity. Probably. Like, I'm sure if you invented a religion that is basically fantasy Christianity, they'd probably be fine with it. Which, fun fact, does not exist in my world. I don't have any knockoff Christianities. Are you using a different layer mode or just using transparent dark colors? I am using multiply. I am a multiply whore, and I use multiply for literally everything. That's just... it's so easy. And that, unfortunately, hinders me a little bit because I'm not good with color theory in that case, because I just do whatever the fuck the computer tells me to do, but... Yeah, so I choose a color based on what I want the overall lighting to be, so in this case, it's this kind of peachy purple color, and just use that on a multiply layer. And then sometimes if I need the color to be a little different in a certain area, I'll go through and like, alter the color in a certain location. As I feel it's necessary. Especially if the color I chose is not showing up very well on a particular object. Like, for example, if I say this color turned out like a really weird, like, bluish brown color because of the interplay between the colors, I might edit that section so it looks a little different, or lighten it up if it's too dark. But for the most part, I do use, I do use multiply layers. I use the blending modes for everything. No, I never answered your question. How do I market a book like that? I don't know. I'm not even sure what I'm doing with this, to be honest. That's the other thing. There's an assumption that I'm writing a book with this, and I don't know what I'm doing with it. I mean... Not this piece specifically, because this is Riharkra's piece. I don't know what... Riharkra, do you have fantasy religions and stuff that would make this difficult to market in places like the strict South, or... I don't know much about the religion aspects of your species. I know a lot about their culture, but I don't know, like, do they have a religion? Do the Drask have a religion? Or are they just very scientifically minded? I'm pretty sure Israel doesn't like Peppa Pig. Actually, I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing that exists. One of my coworkers showed me today a test animatic for a product we were talking about making, and it's just like the most awkward looking thing I've ever seen. And I responded to it by saying, "Oh, okay, well, that's a thing that exists, I guess." And he was just like, "Well, it doesn't exist yet, it's just an animatic." Like, obviously. God damn it. People don't understand internet speak. Learn to speak internet, please. Thank you. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had a lot of Christian themes. Some of the other books in that series are a bit less subtle with it. Lorhandel is an interesting mixed bag of things, because my Jadoa are very cute and friendly, and my Veas are very not cute and friendly. So there's this constant battle with what age group I want to design anything for this for, because I really want my Veas to fight and to want to kill each other, but also that's not very kid friendly, so... Good question. D&D has a huge adult following, not just teens. Grognards. Narnia is basically Christian fanfiction. It's wild. I really liked the Narnia movies and books, though. They're not, like, the best thing I've ever read, but they're pretty good. I think they're alright. Speaking of Christian fanfiction, did you know that there's a Christianity Rule 34? Because that's a thing that exists. Rule 34 literally applies to everything. There's also Founding Fathers Rule 34, which is equally as disturbing. Just thought I'd put that out there for the world to know. Now that's something that's in your brain that you will never unhear. Founding Fathers. Founding Fathers, yep. And I'm not talking Founding Fathers like, you know, like that, like Hamilton. I'm talking like the Founding Fathers. Like the actual, literal Founding Fathers, the real ones. That's a thing that happened and a thing that exists. And you thought Rule 34 only applied to anime. I have now infected your minds with that. Congratulations, you will now never unsee that. At one point I played with a living god type thing, could make it work. Gotcha. Toad's definitely real, yeah. There's a couple things I know of that don't have Rule 34 yet. Obviously, I'm not saying what they are to protect said things. Good plan. Protect the innocent. One of these layers has a rock on it. And we're gonna fill the rock in cause it looks funny. Yeah. Not what I... Thanks. You're just gonna do that then? That's the mood we're in? Oh, there we go. I tell you what, this rock is now dark brown. Done. It's done. I changed it. Can't get the right color? Oh fucking well. That one I'm gonna need to get the right color for. Some of those little cracks in the edges I'm not worried about because you'll never see them. But on the other hand, it bugs me that they're there. Also, what is going on over here? Oh, that's what's going on over here. There you go. Fixed it. Got some not safe for work pieces that I literally had to get made to jump the gun on someone trying to take the reins on it themselves. You know what, Ryarkra, as far as Lore Handel stuff goes, I figure somebody else can think about whether or not Jadoa have dicks or not. Somebody's gonna do it, and I don't want to think about it. So, I'm firmly in the camp of, you do, you fam. I am totally okay with not ever thinking about that. I mean, I know the answer. I just don't want to think about it in detail. I don't want to think about how Jadoa have sex. I don't really even want to think about how humans in my world have sex. Let's just not go there, you know? Somebody else can do that for me. Although I imagine since yours are a little bit more anthro, you probably have slightly weirder concerns. One of the women at my local church walked by with a Christmas sweater that was Santa and Jesus high-fiving the other day. That's awesome. That sounds like an awesome shirt. Sweater thing. Me? No. I am firmly in the lesbian camp, but I just don't want to think about birds having sex. It's mostly where I'm going with that. No thanks. Not thinking about birds having sex. Although, things you learn when you're world building, I now know how birds have sex, and I now know how birds reproduce, and I also know how snakes reproduce. Those are things I would not normally know in my daily life, but now I do. I'm also real open about my sexuality, so if it will get mentioned occasionally, but I won't bring it up for no reason. That was a good reason. So no, not asexual, just not interested in thinking about birds. Doing the thing. Chat got real quiet. What's up, guys? We got on bird sex and everyone got real quiet. Let's not talk about bird sex anymore. A good thing Nugget and Stop Sign aren't here, because they'd be like, can we not do this now, please? Thanks. In fact, Nugget and Stop Sign would be out of here so fast, I don't even think you'd see them leave. I don't even think they would say goodbye. I think they would just leave. And good for them, you know? Good for them. Just get out while you can. Get out while you still can. Escape with your sanity. Bird sex is the enemy. It is. Sully's like, what? Sully, please tell me you didn't just, like, leave and come back to bird sex. This, conversation oddly reminds me of something that cracked me up one time, a while ago. I was watching one of Vinesauce's streams. It was like a charity stream, but it was like the reward for the charity stream or whatever, where he was playing like a repainted version of, was it Mario Galaxy? Yeah, it was Mario Galaxy. I can remember if it was the first one or the second one. But they basically replaced all the models with, like, they replaced all the textures with other shit. And on the Beehive level, they replaced the music with a remixed version of Hip to Be Square, except it was Hip to Fuck Bees. And after that stream was over, bee-sex was trending on Google, and it made me laugh really hard. Like, if you went on Google and looked at trending searches, bee-sex was, like, number 10 or something. All because they had this big, massive charity live stream where everyone was searching for bee-sex. It was amazing. Requested Discord channel for Lore Handel and another one for Legends lore. That meme song is great. You should look it up. I also don't really care for having sex. I just like looking at lewd dragons. You know, it's funny. As somebody who just doesn't want to think about my birds having sex, I actually like not safe for work art. A lot of it's really pretty, and people, like, the good stuff has, like, a good handle on anatomy, and I like looking at it for, like, art reference sometimes, but it just, I don't know. Porn type stuff just has never done anything for me, I guess. You know. It's nice art. Like the piece that you sent me, Mage, for reference on the feet that one time. That was a really nice piece of artwork, and when I opened it, I was like, wow, that's a nice looking dragon. That was it. It was like, oh, look, it's art. That's what happens when you spend 4 years drawing nude models in an art class, though. Eventually, everything is like, unless it's like explicitly and entirely intended to be porn, it's just kind of like, oh, look how pretty it is. How do we get back on porn? The P word came back. It's not a word you're not allowed to say in my chat, it's just, why did it come back? am also all over the place on this picture. I keep, like, wanting to work on a building, and then I turn around and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot that building. Oh shoot, I forgot that building. Oh shoot, I forgot that building. Oh, by the way, Rhea, I found the tier on the building you were telling me about that one time. You were like, you totally missed an entire shelf on that building, and I just could not find it. I found it. And I realized how stupid I was after I did find it. I was like, oh, it's obviously that one. I just didn't, you know, back up to look for it. We not talk about the B word? Yes, good. Art references. Yes, that's why we look at it. Exactly. Not interested in things like that, but I look at some of my friends' not safe for work art when they're proud of it and want someone to see what they've done. Yeah, that's really cool. I wish that was the case. Most of the art I see is cringy shit aimed to make people cringe for the sake of comedy. Yeah. Some of my favorite not safe for work stuff is the stuff, though, that's, like, way over the top for comedy purposes. But the stuff that hurts me is the stuff that's way over the top and it's not for comedy purposes. That hurts me. There's, like, a place in my heart that's just broken from people who draw really crazy shit for not that reason. Anyways, so, I just realized that, I completely did not color in that one vine. Mad at myself for it. So, give me 1 second while we, fix this vine. Can you maybe grab the correct tool? Thanks. I enjoy this song a lot. Just gonna put that out there. Makes me feel like I'm sneaking in, like I'm breaking in. Little axolotl in a ski mask. Oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock and I actually have to be done at 10 o'clock because I actually do have to go to, I have to go to work I have to be there at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I can't be there at 8:30, so, in fact, let's stop there for the night. So we got the drasks are done, and the, half the buildings are done. So, we're getting there. We're getting there. I actually think maybe next stream I could get this finished. Riarker, when's the next time you're gonna be around? Yes, we are gonna raid again. You wanna find somebody to raid? Pixel's not, is Pixel streaming? Pixel is streaming. Have a good night, Nezarug. Sorry the conversation got a little weird there. I hope you enjoyed yourself, though. I think Trixel's getting ready to stream. Alright. So we'll go raid Trixel. But, yeah, Riarkra, when are you gonna be around next? You're only off next Wednesday, but if you want to work on it without me on Thursday, I'll be okay coming back to see it when it's done. Okay, maybe what I'll do is, I want to get back into playing games next week. So maybe Monday we'll do Ori, and then we'll do Ori again on Thursday. We'll just switch Thursday and Wednesday. So we'll do Monday Ori, Tuesday, Wednesday Art, and then Thursday Ori. And that way you'll get your 2 weeks or 2 days of Ori. I want to go back to playing games now. I've kind of, you know, worked out my world building thing there. But no, you can hang out for a second. I'm gonna hit raid. Why is there a pop-up on the screen? That was weird. Have you guys been seeing that little pop-up throughout the stream today? I just saw like +5 coins or whatever. Has that been coming up? I don't know. Well, we're gonna switch over to Trixel. So if you just hang out in the chat, you will join me in hopping over there. So, yeah, have a good night, guys, and I will see you tomorrow probably for more art. But let's go poke the Trixel. I'm gonna have to figure out why it's doing that because I really don't like it. I don't want that popping up all stream. So yeah, things and stuff. Actually, in fact, what even is this on the screen? I don't know. Alright. Off to bed. See you later, guys. Have a good night.